I was born a Muslim to a Muslim home. That was why I'm a Muslim. I didn't choose to be. If I was born into a Christian home, I would have been a Christian. What business do I have fighting another person who is a Christian? It's just common distraction. For someone to come and tell you, no, it's a Christian. No, it's a Muslim. Now lie. Like she said, when they are in their inner carcass gisting, you will even know they even speak different language. When they come out, I don't know, come and gather, hey, it is time for South waiting, South fire. How? We're talking about who can defend the integrity and the sovereignty of our nation at its best. Uniting the nation, securing it for us, empowering the youth for the betterment of our country, and we are saying zoning. What are you zoning? What are you zoning? When I entered Ahmadu Bello University, there was crisis then. Every day you hear Muslim and Christian fighting. And I'm a Muslim. I said, how will I even fit in now? At the point I got confused. Am I worshipping the right or the wrong religion? I now call a guy, Samson Kuyop. He said, I am a pharmacist by training. He's also a pharmacist now. He has his own company. He's in Gombe. He's from Kaduna, Southern Kaduna. I said, Samson, come. You are a Christian. I'm a Muslim. This fight that is going on, in fact, it's so bad when we go into class. Muslim will sit here. Christian will sit here. I was a leader then. On the Muslim group, he is also a leader. On the Christian group, I said, Samson, come, let's form collabo. He said, how? Take Quran, translated. Give me Bible. Let's go and jack. With the bond book there, not be small. We enter Kashim Ibrahim Library in Zaria. 2 weeks. But I read Bible like say I come study and for Ahmadu Bello. He too, he studied Quran like that. Then we now come. I asked Samson, what did you see? He said, I didn't know that there are things in Quran that was in Bible. I said, all the things I was reading in Bible, they are also in Quran. I said, why the fight? That was how we decided, oh yeah, let us swap. We became roommates. People started talking. How can you do that? I said, is it your own room? Now my room. This is my roommate. We bought a room of 2. We stayed together. That was how we solved Muslim-Christian crisis in pharmacy, a faculty then. And funny enough, when the first semester result came out, and we hardly sit in the same hall to write exam, Samson had 4.68. I had 4.68. People were like, how did they do it? You cannot accuse us of copy because we don't even sit in the same hall, not to talk of, same role. What am I saying? All these are distraction. Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, all other tribes. So we will not do this today. We not come, like we not follow come. Like Abu Mumini said. Now let me tell you, must you be a Hausa person to do justice, equity, and fairness to the people? Must you be a Muslim or Christian to do that? It's all a thing of the mind. After all, the religion we are worshiping, they say it's for us to go to heaven. Are we going to heaven on earth? Who built heaven on their plot of land? If God decided not to even give them heaven tomorrow, who will they fight? Now, why should I now be fighting somebody here because he's a Muslim or Christian? If not distraction. And how can the youth be part of this menace? How can we be? How can we partake in this nonsense? South, North. Okay, let's even talk about this zoning that they are talking about. Since 1999 till now, they are the ones that say they have Federal Character Commission and they have 6 geopolitical zones in this country. They say they have South-South, Southeast, Southwest. We have North Central, we have Northwest, we have Northeast. Let's even talk about zone. Let's zone. Okay. Haven't we had South-South in presidency? We never get Southwest. We never get Northwest. Northeast never goes. I think we know from Northeast. Waiting Northeast and North Central do. I mean, Southeast and North Central, waiting we do. What is our sin? So why should let them not deceive you? Because like I said, we know them, just like Ijoma said, we know ourselves, we know what's up at the inner carcass. That's why the other time I went to governor, somebody said, why am I talking like comrade and not like excellency? I said, I'm a youth. I belong to the younger generation. I was speaking the reality. I was talking about insecurity and how it's affecting my constituency. In the Nigerian army, who are those fighting Boko Haram? Police, DSS, whatever, all of them. You think a 70-year-old man can carry gun to go and Chiboshu, Boko Haram is Abisa? Who born them? Now, those they are killing are the youth. Even the ensigns then. The youth say they are agitating against police, whatever brutality. They were killing police. The police they were killing are youth. Cannibalism even happened in some states. So funny. Youth eating youth. And who set the agenda for us? They are the one. They are the one. Who do us like this? When are we going to get sense now? I mean, never do us like this. Are we actually asking for too much? Who made Nigeria what they are? They are the youth that fought. He mentioned Anthony Enahoro at 21. And that's how we got independence. Now somebody will have to enjoy it and say you should come and mentor. Mentor from who? Please and please. We are not pushing anybody to go and fight. No, we are not asking you to fight. That is why we're saying revolution now. Let us get PVC. Let us be a member of a political party. That is the only way it can happen. And when we get there, we are going to put them at a role that befits them. Where they will call boy, come. This one is wrong. Say thank you, sir. Like in Kogi, we have Elders Advisory Council. Their role is majorly to guide you. At times they come to my office, come. But this thing you want to do it like this. I say, thank you very much, sir. That's how we're getting it right. And they can still do that. Look, when did they coin the idea of Dubai? Today we'll go to Dubai on vacation and we'll be snapping and post it on Instagram. I'm just in Dubai. When Nigeria, oh my God. Who drew us like this? God have perfected our own making for us. But we use bad leadership and we are finishing the future of our country. In every field of life, Nigeria is so backward today. Look at our naira today. $1, as of 2 days ago, is 506 naira to $1. You cannot even, do transactions at international level again because your money is nonsense. Look, Ghana CD, 77 naira is equal to 1 Ghana CD. Ghana here will never go America. And then you still say you are the giant of Africa, giant by foot. The most populous black nation now reduce ourselves to a common joke. That somebody can just stand and insult our country and nobody can respond because look at Rwanda. A country from genocide. Look at, go and watch Paul Kagame. Oh God. Look, what is happening to us? What is happening to us? This is not how God wants Nigeria to be. We are supposed to be the trigger point of Africa. Go and look at map of Africa and see the location of our country. It's just like a pistol. At a trigger, where you trigger gun, that is where Nigeria is located. God purposely put us at that point and give us everything, all the natural, means of getting wet so that we can champion Africa. But we brought these backbenchers to decide our fates. And they are still telling us we need mentorship. Is it when we will have Nigeria anymore that we will now begin to think? Look, if you have never witnessed scenario of war before, then you will be saying, hey, Yoruba can fight Hausa. Fulani should not come to the southeast. It will kill them. They are herdsmen. War is not good. This bread, where would they chop? Tea, whatever would they drink? You will hustle for it in a war situation. You even feed on human flesh. Why are we calling for war when we have alternative? When has Fulani become enemy of Igbo? Somebody like me that doesn't belong to the terrain. Then where are you going to put me? You will just kill me for a fight that didn't belong? Because you must pass through Kogi. Kogi is the most northern part of the south. It's the most southern part of the north. If people say they want to go and kill Fulani, they'll pass through Kogi now. And they'll kill me first before they go. What is my sin? Please, I don't want war in this country. That is why we are begging them. They say power is taken. I know they won't give us like that, but we are begging them to give us. And we won't disappoint them when they give us. Because we're not disappointing them in Kogi. We're not disappointing them in Kogi. In Kogi today, even though they want to come out to say they are proud of what we are doing, because they can confidently go home. Salah is around the corner now. You see them come here before they don't dare come home. They are scared. But today they will come and have merry men with their people and they return. Because we have chased the hood law. It became so bad that even bandits were writing letter to some local government in Kogi. Now, why are you killing us? So we're only standing by federal government road and kidnapping. We say go to your state and do that. Our forest is so conducive for them. But they cannot stay in the forest today because Yahaya Bello say no. It just take yes and no to fix this country. Look at the COVID that they say we should not be talking about again. I bet if COVID is real, why will never die finish in Kogi? Because we never lock down. We never use this face mask that Auntie Joma is using. We are very good. And we just do like that, like saying that Kogi is an island in this country. They stay in Abuja and they give us 5. That 5 is still there till today. But we just did, like say we not there in this country. I bet when Ebola entered this country, we not have start for Kano, even though it never reached Kano. Because Ebola was real now. Truth, no, they wear pampers. Then they tell blind man say then they fall. When he touch it, to carry his stick run now. When you hear say Ebola enter Lagos, and the way he killed Dr. Adedobo of blessed memory and the rest, people begin to shiver, make Ebola no enter my. People begin to worship God. But Corona, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been confirmed positive. I'm going into isolation. Who na lie? This is what they say we shouldn't say. But as a youth, if we don't say the truth, who will say country? Who are most affected by everything? We choose to join them in that politics of making money at the expense of the common people. Then we are finished, completely finished. And if not for Yahaya Bello, the effect of Corona on this country would have shocked you. Assuming Yahaya Bello key in like every other governors, I think all of us would have been begging to eat today. We know how many private business packed up, how many people lost their job, and that Corona lockdown fueled peaceful looting during NSAS because students were locked at home. Look, statistics, go and check the rape case. Go and check the rape cases during that lockdown. Even family. Within family. Some people, I'm a pharmacist, people call me, they confided in me. We don't want to go public because it's a family thing. So person rapes so person. Because if you go out there, you become, why? Because idle adult were locked down at home. And you know, adult must behave. These are bad policy that is killing the future of our country. If we fail to tell ourselves, then will God ever come down? They will tell you, I don't want to be part of politics, I'm a youth, I'm into entertainment, blah, blah, blah. Those things, you are deceiving yourself. So long the policy of somebody in politics is affecting your day-to-day activity, you are a politician. So let us all wake up and walk the talk. Not just listening to me talk today. Then you say he's talking because he has eaten, maybe he wants his organ to be president. It's not just so, it goes beyond that. Look, being in position of authority, you are in prison. I can walk from here to Central Mosque without security. The governor cannot do that. He's in prison. Mr. President cannot leave Aso Villa and start working here. They know born and well. It's a position that will cage you. So it's only when you want to serve your people that you come purposely, and not some people that come there to come and Qatar our money to go and be developing Dubai and America then London. Yahaya Bello is a governor, And I challenge any of you, go and check outside. If you see any house that belongs to him outside this country, come and arrest me. If you see any account, foreign account, that you see Yahaya Bello's name, come back and arrest me. This is the quality of a man who believes in his country. Like today, they say we must take vaccine today before we leave this country. Somebody like me will not leave this country because I will never take that vaccine. So I have to develop my nation and stay here and die here. I can do Dubai here if you give me the chance. Because we have the oil, we have the coal, we have the gold, we have the silver, we have the diamond, we have everything that they are looking for, that they are coming to steal and giving us arms, and they're still giving us AIDS. Or kind of inferior. This is what we are saying, and they say we shouldn't talk about it in Kogi. And they are insulting Yahaya Bello. Keep insulting him. But the reality is staring at your faces. Every death in the recent time are due to corona without autopsy. Whereas pre-corona, we don't have statistic of death rate in this country. We don't even have data. How do you now say anybody that dies is corona? Just because you want money from Bill Gates Foundation and World Bank. And the Abela say, thank you very much. I will manage what is available to us. We cannot lock our people. Because we don't have the palliative to feed them at home. Is it too much? He swore an oath, to secure people of Kogi State. First among all. How do you secure people? By locking them down, by subjecting them to, hunger and early death. Heat killed people in Kano. When they told you they didn't know what was killing people in Kano, it was heat. We cannot go to Kano. Go and look at the situation of buildings in Kano. You lock them down, and then meningitis set in. Burial became so busy during that period, and they say an unknown ailment is killing people. It's all deception. We know what was killing people in Kano. Please, we are begging the youth of this country to shun criminality. Do not say I don't have job, so I'll engage in what is it called? Yahoo, kidnapping. No, just come on unknown men. Come and take PVC. Be a registered member of a political party. 2023 is our date with destiny. We majestically walk and tell them, this is our day. And they don't have choice. Had it been NSAS had leaders, it would have been a stepping stone into 2023. But because it was wrongly organized, it nosedived into what? Criminality. And many youths went down as a result, and it gave us bad name. And they're making reference to it today. The other one of them was provoked. He said, but there are private business youth can be doing. Why are they saying youth must be in power? Say, why don't you go and be doing the private business and you are here as a minister? Look, don't stand to be afraid of anybody when we are saying the truth. Okay? Because it's only the truth that can save us from this situation. It is so difficult to leave Abuja to Kaduna today by road. They don't pun you well. Or I should be praying, let them not take me into the bush. If you've never been kidnapped, you won't know the agony of being at the mercy of these idiots. Especially the women folk. They did all sorts of things to them, but they will not be coming out to tell you what they see, what they experience. We don't want that to continue. And whereas the budget we release for our military, but like I said, let me not talk too much. We take some young youths to go and be dying in Sambisa, defending our country. Whereas the money has been held back. You give me a substandard, equipment to go and be fighting somebody who is being sponsored by some enemy of the country. And then you now see youths, whoa, military men, all of them dying. And you want to encourage me to join military? To God be the glory.